computer.
So we're here to talk about what we can start conversations with. And that's, again, I spoke about it yesterday, but it's a conversation starter. You dive in the first conversation and, drop your link or drop your offer or invite them to your group. That's not a soft approach. That's not a warm approach. That's not a conversation starter. That's pitching right away. So we're here today to help you out if you're in the beauty industry or if you're in the health and wellness industry. And if you're in a different industry, please let us know because we can help you out with some wordings. We can help you with that. I think we're just going to be focusing on the mains today, which is beauty, health, and wellness. So beauty would be under makeup, skincare, can even be in your health and wellness would be in that category. So that's where we're going to start. Did you want to start like with the do's and the don'ts, or how do you want to do this, Rox?
Yeah, Rox. Yeah, let's start with some of the do's, the simple do's and don'ts. Definitely.
Okay.
Simple do's and don'ts.
So I'm going to start with the don't. So this is from one of the ladies on our team, and she's into skincare. And she gave us some of her scripts, and she's not getting responses. So I'm going to read some of it to you, some of what she's got, and I want you to tell me how you feel about it. Like, let us know in the chat, how did it make you feel? So, hello. Well, I'm going to need my glasses here. Hello, and she inserts the name. Group body. This is used to invite her to her Facebook group. Okay, so that's a red flag right there. We're starting off by inviting you to my group. How do you even know it's for them, right? Okay, so we have something in common. We both are into skincare. I thought you might enjoy my skincare tips and my self-help love group. Could I add you to my beauty community? Okay, so if you had that message given to you for the first time, how would that make you feel? Would you go to her group? Give me a yes or a no. I want to know, like, how did that make you feel? Like, would that bring you go, oh yeah, I want to be in your beauty group right away and give me your link? No, I didn't think so. So that's why Roxanne and I like to say this is a conversation starter. Don't pitch right away. You need to change that around. So here's a great idea how we can change that around. Her opening is pretty good. Hi there, so-and-so. I see we have something in common. We're both into skincare. That's where it should end. Okay. I found this skincare group on Facebook. And then she's got, I'm growing a skincare group myself. So for me, it would be totally different. I found this skincare group because I'm looking to connect with other women that are looking for tips on skincare. So what are you hoping to find in this group? What are you looking to get help with in this group? So now you're asking a direct question, that's your niche, but you're not being spammy because you're actually being a little friendly, asking, so what brings you to this group? What are you looking for? What are your skincare struggles? Mine are A, B, C, and D. Edify yourself, edify them. So by asking to go in a group or, hey, I'm a skincare specialist, we don't want to know that on the first conversation. That's where you build that conversation. But we'll get into how you get out of that friend zone and you turn it into a conversation where you do want to invite them to that group, but your initial conversation should never be an invite or never say, I'm a skincare specialist, because that's a red flag right there. If you're in a skincare group and you're just common ground friends. Yeah. Does this make sense to everybody? Because
yeah. Did you want me to, pull up the Word document so people can kind of follow along? We can, I can even edit it.
Oh, that would be great. Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
So let me go to screen share because I do have it.
Oh, sorry guys.
Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put
this is what I'm looking at here.
Yeah. So, because what we want to do is be inclusive. And I know we talked about this yesterday when we were talking about creating the MGC scripts, where we want to be interested, not interesting, right? We are looking to connect with them. in a way that we are providing a value in the offer. And when it comes to, and I think we could work your initial script to, lead to a group, but it has to be maybe a couple extra sentences, or it has to be some extra value that we know specifically that they're in that group to be looking for. But that first connection ultimately is just about making a connection. And like each one is going to be a little bit different. If you're necessarily going on like a Sephora ad, like, those people want Sephora. Where if you're looking to grow your group, that's going to be a different segment script than targeting a Sephora ad because they have a new shade of red lipstick that you are looking to market, right? So like there's going to be different segments and different uses for different purposes. It's not one do all. It's just not.
Mhm.
Do you want me to make the font bigger?
You can.
Would that help you? Sorry, honey.
That works.
There we go. So we already know the first name part, so we can get rid of that. So let's go right to the body and the call to action and play.
See, as you can see, her call to actions is, can I add you to my beauty community?
Yeah.
Would you be open to joining my beauties community? Love to see the beauties community. Would you like an invite? So these to me are very spammy and it's going to repel people away. If this is your first reach out, do not invite them to your group or community or spool out what you do and how you help people, because it's not, they're going to go away. Build that initial friendship first. See what you really have in common. And like I said yesterday, if somebody responds to you, go to their Facebook profile. That's your opportunity to go check them out and find out where the common ground is so that you can continue that conversation. So as far as the body goes, we have something in common. We both love skincare. You want to eliminate, I thought you might enjoy skincare tips and self-love in my love group. You want to eliminate that. It's perfect with just, we have something in common. We are both into skincare. Perfect. That is way, right? Found you in the skincare page, and I'm looking to connect with other women to see what their skincare concerns are. You can like really broaden that into different things. I'm looking to connect with women my age as our skin is changing as we age. For me, I'm like always in 50 and over group. So that is my topic, a lot of. And I try to get that relatability with age, and that I understand that our skin is changing. So those are the kind of things I talk about in the bodies. And then I ask them a question about what they're looking for in this group. Have you found any good advice in this group that you could share with me? I struggle with dry skin. Have you found any great information about that in this group? Now they're going to start helping you. Like we talked about yesterday, women, we automatically want to help and we want to serve. So if you're asking the right questions about your product without them realizing you sell that product or service that product, they're going to answer you. And now you've started a relationship. So that's what my call to actions would be. I would just simply be asking questions about skincare, where they're struggling, where you're struggling. Have you found your answers in this group? Can you point me to? These are the things that women love to do. We love to help each other. So those are the kind of CTAs that I would give in groups like that. I would not lead with a pitch. I would not lead with inviting them to my group. That conversation, once you start that conversation, then you can start talking about what you do. Always ask them what they do too. Again, we all love to talk about ourselves. We are always impelled to answer those questions. We get those, interaction posts, what's your favorite color? You just want to get on there and tell them what your favorite color is. So you want to be able to do the same thing in that call to action. They genuinely think you genuinely want their answers, who they are, where their struggles are. They're giving you the answers that you can resolve before they even know that you have the answer or the solution for them. Give me an X if this all makes sense to use, because direct messages do not work. It's old school. It used to back in 2008. We used to be able to just throw a picture up of our products and people would be all over it. But because it's such a big sea of so much of us, we need to stand out and be different. Okay. Anything you want to add to that? Oh, Roxy's Roxyfying it right now. So you can make a screenshot of this.
All right, so let's fill in number 3.
Now, see, even with this middle body, I would let them know where I found them, because it's kind of weird. Some people are in a pile of Facebook groups. And if you just come on out and say, see, we're both got beauty in common, they're gonna be like, well, how do you know that? Okay. So my body would actually include, I see we are both in ABC group and we have many mutual friends. And I thought it would be okay to reach out. I see we have a lot of beautiful things in common. We both have skincare and we love beauty from the inside out. Does that make more sense? Because if you get a message from somebody and they're like, well, where did they find me? I've had that. Where did you find me? How do you know me? Where did you get my name from? So let them know right away. That's what I always do in the body. I let them know where I found them. Because that just warms them up right away by telling them you're both a member of a certain group and you both have friends in common. They're going to go check out your Facebook profile. Before they answer you or before they accept your friend's request, they're going to go check out your Facebook profile. So make sure your profile doesn't have a bunch of spammy on it so they know you're trying to sell them right away. Be you, be real, be raw, but do not spam on your profile. Because if somebody sent me a beautiful message like that, and then I went to their profile and I seen all their products spammed all over their Facebook page or their profile, it's probably going to repel me to answer them or respond to that or accept them as a friend. Because I know this is a pitch, because over here, all they got is spamming their products. So this is what they're doing. So you have to make sure your timeline is not filled with that either. That's a whole other training. It's all got to work together, right? I mean, if you're anything like me, I'm an affiliate for a lot of different companies. So when they look at my profile, there's going to be a lot of inspiration there. They're never going to see the products I sell. They might see beauty on my page, but it doesn't mean I'm selling anything because I don't project that. Is this all making sense to you? Because it's really, really important that you don't come across as trying to sell somebody if you're reaching out for the first time. Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense if your profile doesn't look like a billboard either for your products or services. Wonderful.
Okay. All right. So now we have like, hey, first name. I see we're in ABC group together. We have so many things, maybe not beautiful word twice, so many interests.
Could I ask a question quick?
Yes, of course.
About the ABC group thing, the only thing that had deterred me from, because that's usually what I put, but with doing the MyGoCards, there, like if you send that out to 10, 15 people in the same group, you don't think that they're gonna like put 2 and 2 together, kick you out of the group. That's not my only concern.
Then we could change that up then, Bethany, and say, I see we're in a few beauty groups together.
Okay,
So that,
just
you know,
more
same thing.
generalize it.
Yeah, just generalize it.
Okay.
Or, yeah, so we have so many interests in common. I love to network. We're both into, you know, skincare, beauty, inside and out. I bumped into you here on our mutual skincare page on Facebook. Don't need here twice. Super to connect. I'm always open to networking, meeting new beauty inside and out women. Amazing to connect. What do you like best about this group so far? What tips have you found most helpful here? And are you excited about spring and switching out your color palette?
I love that one.
Yeah, because it's like what same thing is like you know, I bumped into you here on a mutual skincare page. I'm excited about spring. You know, it's like I need to go make sure I've got some sunscreen. You know, I need to go check the expiry date on my sunscreen. That's a great reminder. Thanks. You know, what we're trying to do is make it very personal and make them feel special and amazing that you've reached out to them. Just like when we were yesterday on the MyGoCards, we want to find a way when we're talking about them and the beauty industry. You know, do you like same thing? Do you have any weddings coming up? You know, spring is a time for weddings. It's exciting to play with these new eyelashes that, you know, we were recently talking about in this this beauty group, right? So being specific can connect those aha dots where we're trying to be connective. So we can even add a couple, you know, and almost every mutual skincare page, you could say like these, you know, there's some new eyelashes that I just scrolled across in there, which is truth, because I'm pretty sure if you scroll for any more than 15 or 20 posts, you're going to see eyelashes somewhere, right? So you can say those kind of commonalities because they are a truth. Skincare is, you know, you're going to be talking about blush, and lipstick, and all those regular things that I know that we talk about like every single day in Pamela's community. They get the same, one woman's question is going to be the same as 20 women's conversation. Like, what are we doing to get rid of the puffy eyeballs because we had too much wine last night and not enough sleep? What are we doing to reduce the, you know, the marionette lines? Like what are things like, those are everyday conversations in every beauty community. What is the best red? What is the best red that you have found for this spring? What is your favorite? So it's just about creating conversations because you just never know what's going to happen next. And once they're your friend, they're going to be seeing what's going on. We all know now that we are going to be like connecting with our new friends, like every couple of days. Go to your new friends list and be engaging on their posts, on their stories, and therefore they're going to see yours. So when you do then have an invite going like, oh my gosh, just like we're going to be having a special guest, we're going to be talking about this and this and this in my community. Would you like an invite, or do you want to?
I gotta go upstairs to this call.
So therefore, you're already inviting in a way, but you're already in conversations.
Yeah.
What else could we add to this, Pamela, in the body part to make it a little bit more intriguing?
I would let them know that why I'm trying to connect with them and taking the sales out.
Okay.
If I wasn't a seller and I was actually a genuine, well, I am genuine, but a person that is part of a group that's looking for answers about skincare, that is kind of what I would be at that approach. I would take the selling right out of my head and just be a fellow member of the group. How would I talk to that person? How would you talk to a person you just met and maybe you're in a skincare class? Like, why are you here? Like, what are you hoping to learn? You know? So those are the kind of things that I would address in that body. I'm here because I'm looking to A, B, C, or D. And that would follow with, you know, so what have you found? Have you found any of this information in the group? What are you looking for? What are you looking to find in this group? Do you struggle with the same way? Like, it's just, I can go on and on and on about it, just being somebody that's talking to them as a fellow member of the group, not somebody trying to sell them something. If you can take that right out of your head, and I know it's hard because the end result is you're trying to sell them a product or service. I get that. But the middle part, you have to get them to know you a little bit, get them to like you a little bit, and then they'll probably buy from you, because then they're going to trust you enough to buy from you because you've built that rapport, right? Where you didn't come full throttle, hi, I want to sell to you, or hey, I got a makeup group, or hey, I sell products. That makes me scroll by, even though I understand marketers. But there's better ways to address that to people. There's so much better ways. Warm them up first. That is the goal when you're sending that initial message. Keep that in mind, and this is going to flow very easily with you. Anybody have any questions so far? Like if you're trying to address something, how you want to say it, just unmic yourselves if you have a question. Like even the call to action would be, can you point me? Because if I've told them I'm here because I'm really struggling with dry skin, tell me, can you point me to a guide in here or a post that could help me with that? I'm sure I'm not the only one. And yes, a very, very, very common question I get pretty much every day is how to get rid of dark circles or puffiness under the eyes. That is like the most common question I see in my group. So I would probably address that. Lots of people, including myself, are struggling with bags under their eyes. Do you have any tips for me? Like, there's just so many things you can say. Y'all welcome if you're in the beauty industry. Come on over and just come and see all the questions in there. It can really help you figure out what you want to address. Because I get hundreds of questions monthly, hundreds monthly in that group. You want to know what people are asking in the beauty industry? Because like Roxanne said, if you're in a skincare group, they're going to be talking about makeup. If you're in a makeup group, they're going to be talking about skincare. They go hand in hand. So if you're into skincare, go into makeup groups, because we always talk about the canvas comes first, right? If you're into makeup, go into skincare groups, do vice versa, because you're going to get that in both groups, whatever your products or services are. See, and so I like that. She's right as I go, because I can go on and on about this topic, right, Roxy? It's just, That's my jam when it comes to beauty industry. It is definitely my jam. So if you ever want any help on one-on-one, what to say, let me know. I'm very open to helping everyone. I'm here to serve.
So definitely, if you have a question, it's like, okay, so say when we can play with, let's roll. Do you want to role play lashes? Do you want to role play lipstick? Like we can be a little bit more specific. So if anyone wants to unmute, we can like begin role playing conversations, like what because ultimately this is the beginning, but what is the next bridge? I like, what do you love best about this group so far? What tips have you found most helpful here? Are you excited about spring and switching out your color palette? If it's, you could even say like, have you, if it's something that when they go to your wall, they can see you've been talking about it. Are you going on a spring vacay? Or, did you pack the sunscreen? I just discovered I need a new sunscreen because the reef doesn't allow sunscreen on the reef. So, so I'm now like, I'm scrolling for options, right? So you can make your conversationals seasonal because what you're creating is totally editable. I love that we could edit our segments at any time to go with the season. That is like so cool. And we can insert the emojis. Does everyone know when, like I am right-handed with my mouse. So when I click my mouse on the right side, oh, maybe it's not going to do it. No, not here. But when you click in your email or where you click in MyGoCards, when you click here, emojis pop up. I'm not sure why in Word document it doesn't, but sorry about that. But it's a trick. When you right click in your segments, you can insert,
Yeah,
your
Word
emojis.
document doesn't have emojis. So it'd be anything that's online.
That's true. They need to fix that.
You can get them in your mail, but you can't.
Yeah.
Get them in there. So the same would go for makeup. We're just going to switch it up. Instead of skincare, we're going to talk about makeup. You know, what's your favorite brands? What works for you best? I'm having really, honestly, the biggest problem women have over 50 is foundation. So I would just dive into those problems and solutions right away. If I was in a makeup group, I would be talking about foundation, because that is the biggest thing that people struggle with, the right foundation for their skin type, their colors, all of it. So talk about conversation starters. I love that. You can go right into stuff like that. So I'm in a makeup group now. Hello, so-and-so. I see we're both part of but I see we both love makeup. Beautiful. My biggest struggle with makeup these days at my age is foundation. You know, what about you? Have you found a foundation that works best for aging skin? I would love to hear what you use. People want to share that so easily. I have trouble with color matching. Do you know of any great apps or somebody that can color match me really well? It might be her, right? Especially if you're both in a group and you're both into makeup, you might run yourself into somebody else that sells makeup. And that's okay too, because then you're building that relationship regardless. It's going to come out in the conversation sooner or later. And that's okay, because now you can offer them MyGoCards to help them build their business, right?
I came on late, but I just had a quick question.
Sure.
And you touched on it a little bit when I came on. So if I don't want you to have to rehash a whole bunch, but so I get the idea about like starting the conversation, starting to build the rapport. The challenge I have is like, then how do you shift to promoting something without feeling like, I think you kind of started saying this earlier, like without feeling like, oh, well, the only reasons you really reached out to me is because you're trying to sell me something, you know, like what's the balance of, you know, sharing something and building the relationships?
And that is where most people struggle the most, is how to convert that conversation, that friendship into a sales or a service conversation, right? Because how do you convert that? This is where I struggled a lot when I first started network marketing, because it's like, how do you convert that? You don't want to get stuck in the friend zone, right?
Yeah.
If you get stuck in the friend zone, then how are you going to convert that? It's okay to get a little bit stuck in the friend zone, get them to know you a little bit. So for me, I convert it because I've spoke about it. So if I went in and I spoke about what my issues were and why I was in this group, and then they would come back with an answer, right? And it's like, yeah, you know what? I've actually been trying this product. It's been working really well. Or my friend told me about this product recently, because they don't know, you know, how long that gap is from where you're asking that question. So you're like, you know, I actually put this out in the group and I had so many answers, and this one lady showed me this product and I fell in love with it. So now here I am using it, and I'm thinking maybe I might promote it. It's just bridge it. Just bridge whatever you've talked about and bridge it out a different way. So somebody was going to ask me about, let me say, if I went in and I was, foundation's my big one, because that's where the biggest pain points are in makeup. Okay. So it would definitely be around the foundation. So I would definitely start with that in my first message would be about the foundation. You know, I struggle with foundation, you know, the dewiness, or it's too dry, or whatever it might be. Then I would actually start that conversation. They answer the question. Say they come back with something. Like for me, if somebody came back with, I use a spray foundation, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've tried that. And it's not very good. It's aging on the skin. I actually discovered this new foundation. You've just bridged it.
Yeah.
So always stick with their pain point and bridge it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And for me, like when Pamela was talking about foundation, I don't know where Bob went, so I can actually speak freely, but he hates foundation. Like some men really hate foundation. They think you look plastic. They're fearful that you're going to look into like something like this, you get Botox and you'd have no expression. So being conversational and like sharing is like, my husband hates foundation. My husband hates lipstick, but I found this lipstick, that it's like non-transfer. So he's not scared to kiss me on date night because now he doesn't look like a clown. So like all these things, like you can use your experiences, your spouse's experiences, your sister's like horror story about her makeup, how it like at her wedding day just floated down her face and fell. Like share the scary stuff that we know women are experiencing or have experienced, because what it does is then you can bridge from that place of fear and worry to a place of offering solutions. It's like I was chatting, like we tell stories. You know how many girlfriends I have? My girlfriend and I were talking about, my bestie and I were talking about how her husband hates foundation, how her spouse on date night hates her lipstick because he can't kiss her. He's worried about transfer all the time. How like when you go out to dinner, all of a sudden you've got your lipstick on your water glass, and how unsexy is that you're constantly like putting it on and reapplying, and like that doesn't look very good in a restaurant. How many times do you have to go pee to like fix that stuff? So like you can be very candid about your conversations, especially if you're in like you can talk about that in your stories like all day long. You can make a pain, like talking about a struggle point, and then bridging to a solution all the time. You don't even need to talk about the specific product. You can just talk about in generalities, and you're going to have people hammering on your door saying like, yeah, my spouse hates lipstick too, or I hate foundation because it feels cakey. And you go like this on your face and it like this under your fingernail. Like we want better solutions. And you can say like, it's time for better solutions. I discovered, my girlfriend shared, I learned. Using words like that will take a woman on your journey, and she's going to be joyful and appreciative that you shared with her, instead of you selling, going like, this is the best thing ever. But because it really is, it probably is. We all have amazing products. I don't even sell makeup. That's not my thing. But I know the struggles of makeup because we all wear it.
That's right. That's great, Roxanne. But you see how she's just bridging it in, and she's painting a picture. She's hitting those feelings, and she's actually being a little humorous at the same time. If we could just take, honestly, and this is where it is. It's right here. It's all right here. And you need to just take the sale out and be a friend. Be somebody that's just there to help out and give tips, share your experiences, share your friends' experiences, your sisters, your mothers, what your mother did. Let's talk about that. Like you can bring all of this into, my gosh, my mom was a Pond's cold cream lady. Amazingly enough, she had great skin. So sometimes I gotta wonder, like you can bring up so many conversations. And I love that because Roxanne, she's a storyteller. She will paint a picture for you, and she will like give you a visual like you would not believe. So if you ever want to craft something like that, Roxanne's your girl. She's like, she knows how to word things. And that's why I connected with her.
Yeah.
No, I connected with her for a lot of reasons, but she's very, very good at doing that and creating that story and bringing people in, and giving them that visual. That's what's going to get them to really like you, make them laugh a little bit, remind them of, my gosh, my daughter, I went to the bathroom, she had makeup everywhere. It was everywhere. My God, and you're going to bring up a story. Somebody's got that story too, right? Stories sell. Yeah. Remember that. Stories sell. So if you've got a great story, sell it.
And you know why? You know why stories sell? It's because my daughter really wants to talk to me. Oh dear.
Stories sell because you're hitting feelings.
Yes, women are more and more on social. We're tired of being sold. Like we honestly are. We are being sold to like hundreds of times a day, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on your pop-up ads, and whether it's on television. And we put this wall up mentally. This is a little bit of psychology on sales. But mentally, we're walking around with this wall going like, I need to protect myself. I need to protect my budget. I need to protect everything. So when we talk in stories and we talk about our moms, our best friends, our past trials and tribulations and struggles, it bypasses that selling filter that our mind has put up to protect us.
Yeah.
So when we speak in that, it like goes right through the inner limbic brain, and it has them remembering, oh my gosh, I remember feeling that way. I remember, kissing somebody when I was a teenager and all my friends knew because there was lipstick everywhere. It's like, so those moments come back. Like I remember going out to a place and my makeup, it was too hot and my foundation fell and I felt so embarrassed and I couldn't find a concealer that was going to cover that zit. Like we've all been there. So share your journey about beauty and skincare. Share why you become passionate about it, or passionate about wellness, or passionate about financial situations. Like my parents lost our house in the 80s on that 80s crash. Bank took it. I sold my ponies. We sold the extra horses. I was working with my dad, logging in the bush to create the ability to try to save the mortgage, like, and pay it. The bank still took it. But because of that, I become very financial aware. I don't sell finances either, but I could share that story every week in a different way. I could share about eye health. I had an eye injury as a child. I could talk about, care about our bodies because, of accidents that are happening. So share you and insert you more. And then what bridged you from that place of struggle, pain, trials, tribulations. Share those as wisdoms now that you have learned. Because those that those are now stepping stones, right? Those are past pains that have now shifted to wisdoms and learning and lessons that we can share about. This is why I now have like non-stick lipstick. By all means, unmute yourself. If you had a question, Miranda, go ahead, unmute.
Well, I don't have a question. I was gonna make a statement, but as you were saying, it's fun like, like doing makeup and foundations and all. I have come to learn you really have to put yourself out there and not the products. Because
right.
if you share the products first,
That's right.
they're gonna go to the company and get it from the company, and you are not gonna make the sale.
You want to get them in your inbox.
Yep.
I know people get frustrated with attraction marketing sometimes, where we just don't tell the product. And when people ask me, how come you're just not naming the product? You're going to get people like that. And I simply tell them, because I don't want to send you on a wild goose chase through Google. And besides which, I can get you a really great special right now. I don't want you to go Google something because, there's always pros and cons in Googles. And I don't want you to go on a wild goose chase, or I don't want you in the rabbit hole where I can help you and assist you. That's all.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. I want to be able to connect with you. How am I going to be able to connect if you don't ask me a question?
Yeah. And when it comes to health and wellness, or even skincare, there are a certain regime and strategy to using a product to get the best results. You cannot help support her, troubleshoot, or do anything when they just go ahead and buy it from Amazon or directly from the company. So when people say that, it's the same thing. It's like, well, I want you to get the best results. I want to help troubleshoot. I want to serve. I want to make sure that you're getting the best support, any extra assistance, insights so you can accelerate your results. So that's how I respond. Exactly. Good point, Miranda. It is so important.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we should do our next Tuesday training Zoom, Pamela, on why we no longer spam our products on our profile. And that'll be one of the topics. We can cover that. Good idea.
Well, our
Thanks, Miranda. Good idea.
Shouldn't be, yeah.
You're
You don't
welcome.
want that. Yeah, we can do like a profile audit and why it's done that way. I think that'd be a great training for sure. Because that's where we miss that piece. I mean, if you go to somebody's profile and you see a whole pile of shared posts, you don't see pictures of them. And you're seeing videos, like I said, and shared posts from different platforms. You don't see any pictures of them. How are you going to connect with that person? How do you even know that they're your shot of whiskey? How do you know that? You don't. So you want people to come to your profile and they want to know who you are. You want that to be very plain and out there without showing them that you're trying to sell them anything. So that's a great topic to go on Tuesday. Thanks, Roxy. We'll work on that.
So what other group on the group call to action, like when it comes to your call to action of a deeper connection, what else, what are some other examples? You know, what do you love best about this group so far? What tips have you found most helpful here? Are you excited about spring and switching with your color palette? Like, I know that we've got other that we can add to this.
There's so much we can add to these kind of questions.
Okay.
What about if we dove into some health and wellness? A lot of people are into health and wellness.
All right, we can do that. We've got 10 minutes left, so we can head to that. Oh, definitely. I'm sure you guys already took screenshots of this. So,
Been there a while, yeah.
so definitely, if you haven't, grab your phone, take a screenshot, because we're going to be backspacing a little bit here and there, mixing it up. We've got a couple minutes.
So if you're in health and wellness, you're going to go into different health and wellness groups. You're going to go into groups like keto groups. You're going to go into Weight Watchers groups. You're going to go, you know, into anybody that is a big health guru and they have a humongous group. Those are the kind of groups you're going to go into. So it was brought up earlier, you know, where you don't want people to be upset. You don't want the amids to find out that you're sending out these messages. So, but if you're not pitching in those first messages for the initial connection, there's no reason for anybody to be upset with you if you're just going in saying, hey, I see we're both in the ABC group. I always name the group. It might be an issue for some, but naming the group lets them know where you found them. But if you're not pitching in that initial group, in that initial message, it's okay to name the group, really, because you're not going in there pitching.
But not if it's in the members' description saying like no messaging, no direct PMing, no. So that's why if we keep it kind of general, I see we're in keto group, in keto groups. Together, yeah. So just generalize it. See. You know, you could say
you're going after mutual friends. So I would always put that in there, always. It's just another way of warming them up a little bit. Okay, so what, we're in a group together, but we also have a lot of mutual friends. That's the warm market for me. If somebody says, I see we have a lot of mutual friends, I'm going to go look and see who my mutual friends are. Boom, that's where I'm going. Would that be where you're going first? Because that's where I would go. Check out who those mutual friends are.
When you do that, is there a minimum number that you would want, like when you are, I know you can put the number in when you're doing the search. What is the right number to put in so that you don't eliminate too many people, but that to your point, like if they go and I say, we have so many mutual friends and we have one, like that doesn't work, right?
you could even just say like we have mutual friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like generalize it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Sure.
some people do. I am not filtering going like we have to have 5 mutual friends.
No.
You know, I'm still in the very first group that I started with. I think I'm on 900 and something. The person 900 and something in the one group, because there's like almost 40,000 people in that group. So we have a lot of mutual friends. The other thing we shared yesterday, if you missed or you didn't attend, is that if you are new in business, in networking, direct selling, or whatever your coaching group, your product or service opportunity is, make more friends with leaders of the industry in general. That's going to improve your expansive connections with other people. So that's a pro tip that I offered our team, because sometimes we have small circles because we're just getting started. So, you know, a lot of other leaders, their admins are very good at, you know, making new friends, especially if you send it with a message, right? Especially if you send it with a message, which we wrote a whole note on that in our community of how to do that and what to say. So, you know, I see we're in keto groups together and have mutual friends. I love my bacon, thank God. You know, and then you can say, you know, what tips, what recipes have you found most helpful here, or what you love most?
Yeah, that for the body on something like this, if you've had experience and you're in the health and wellness and you've experienced counting points and doing the keto, and you know, usually that's what brings us into our health and wellness groups, because we're just so tired of counting points, weighing our food, counting calories, doing the keto, right? So that would be my body right there. I've tried the keto before and I did get some success. So, but this time around, I'm gonna try it again. And basically bring out some of the things you've learned through your experience. And that's what brought me back here. Have you found any success on the keto? Have you found success? Have you found some great tips in here? Can you point me to some good recipes? You know, I know there, and I'll even talk about, I heard there's a dirty keto. I think that might be more for me. What about you?
And keto-ish.
I'm
Keto-ish.
keto-ish. Are you keto-ish?
I made a keto-ish group like 2 years ago, and I think it has like 10 members in it because I'm keto-ish. But
Yeah.
so like there's all kinds of fun. Are you keto-ish? Are you a dirty keto? And so like it gets the conversation going.
Mm-hmm. So many things you can say. But again, bring that reality into it, bring your experience into it, get them to feel your experience, because I'm sure, again, we've all counted points. We've all weighed our food. We've all done the keto. We're trying to lose weight. You know, I'm doing this for a second time around, and you can, and I say later, but I have just testing the tool, saying, I'm going to try this one more. I'm going to give keto another try because I found these really cool keto gummies. I found these really cool, you know, whatever it is. Is there anything you use? Do you use a supplement without even, you don't even have to bring that up. Your question can be, I've been, you know, doing a lot of research on this, and I think we should be taking supplements during keto. Do you take any supplements? Because you should be taking supplements during keto, right? It's like a wide open book, really. If you just take the sale out, just take it out and just start inserting your experiences. And then ask the question that might resolve their problem. You know, does this make sense to you ladies? Because I can talk about this stuff all day. I love it.
I'll make it seem so easy. I have to be honest with you.
We make it seem easy. You know what, over time though, it does. It just starts, the more you, like everything else, right? We get better and better and better at it. The more we do it, the better we do. Yeah. So what you do is you do trial and error, throw that message out. And I say, do 10 people. I only do 10 people at a time. I space them out. I might even do odd numbers like 12 or 18.
Yep.
Right? Let the system know that I'm not like a steady girl doing 5s and 10s, and you know what I mean? I will actually do like, I'll do 12 right now, or I'll do 14. I'll give it an odd number so it doesn't look like I'm sending it out through a computer. So I break that down so it doesn't seem so much, and you're not putting out 25 messages at once in one group. Because let's face it, if you're in health and wellness, you're in a beauty group, you want to go attack 3 or 4 groups a day, right? You want to move that around. So you take that 50 and divide it up. So I'm going to go in 3 groups today, divide that by 50. You're going to get an odd number. throw it in there. I think that just kind of helps a lot. I haven't been warned or thrown in Facebook jail yet. Thank goodness, but I think that's probably why. And I spread them out. So I look like a human. I'm sitting down for an hour and I'm sending out 12 messages and I walk away. And then an hour or two later, I'm going to sit down and send out another 50. I look more human by doing it that way. I don't know. That's just my take.
Sorry, it's having fun.
See, she can go on and on and on about creating this stuff. So, if, you know, we're always here to help. We're always here to help. And I don't know, maybe we can just throw some scripts up in our group or something. So that, and it's a template, right? It's always a template. You have to make it your own, talk your language. Your experience is not my experience. It's always different. The outcomes are always different.
And there are
You know,
some
some
really
people-
great, there's some great scripts and boards. Like there are some really good ones, but you have to, like I say, we have to Roxify them. You have to personalize them for who you are, because women are and men are going to go to like read what you said, and they're going to go open you up on your wall, and they're going to scroll. So if your verbiage isn't congruent and your message isn't congruent, be smart. Like if you're going to be running wellness segments, then make sure your stories are full of wellness that time. If you also have like nutritional supplements, then be attentive, like be that smart businesswoman and going like, okay, I'm going to be talking about collagen. So I am going to be talking about collagen benefits, the benefits of collagen, the pain points of not having enough collagen, talking about having handfuls of your hair in the shower. All of a sudden looking in the mirror one morning and not quite recognizing the woman that's looking back at you. You know, if you're bitching and kai and trying to get to the coffee pot in the morning and you feel like you're the Tin Man or the Wizard of Oz, collagen, you know, if you all of a sudden you find yourself droopy shoulders, collagen, so you can talk about those pain points and then be marketing in like on your segments for MGC about collagen, talking about collagen in your wellness groups. So same thing is like, what have you seen any posts talking about collagen? When was the last time that, we seen anything in this community, or what guide might that be in? So we can take people on journey, right? I said it's about breaking down and through that barrier of people going like, don't sell to me, don't sell to me. And yet billions flows through Facebook every year, billions and billions and billions flow through just Facebook. Not even talking about TikTok or Instagram. That's like, yeah. All right, we are 1 hour on the nose. I'm going to stop the share.
Well, hello, Leslie. I didn't see you in here.
She just popped in. We're just at the end of it, but we did record.
We did record, Leslie, and
Yes.
we touched base on skincare and makeup right
I
up your
know,
alley.
I saw that. That's why I popped in. I thought, well, maybe they're still on, but I'll watch the recording for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
You're welcome, Leslie. Any questions? Go ahead. We're open.
No, I just as an FYI, I think the time on the post was the wrong time. So that's why folks were coming in different.
Really? I thought it was
Yeah, it's-
11 Eastern.
It said central on the post.
What?
And yesterday, I think somebody made a note of it being at noon Eastern.
I said Eastern in my written post, but maybe my Zoom link read because I'm like in Mexico on Central.
Yeah, it says on there Saturday, 11 a.m. Central.
No, but that was Saturday. We did 2 Zoom calls yesterday. That's right, we
Oh,
did.
okay.
But this
Yeah,
is a
today's
different
11
topic.
a.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think somebody, when I asked if it was recorded, somebody said, no, we're doing one tomorrow at 12 noon Eastern. But anyway,
Okay.
no worries. That's what I just happened to see. And I think when I went back and looked at the message I saw was yesterday's message, but it just popped up in my feed today. So somebody must have commented.
Yeah, we
That's
did
okay.
2 back-to-back yesterday talking about MyGoCards scripts.
Awesome.
So we wanted to break to a different topic, but we will redo the MyGoCard script. So
Okay. I was at a conference yesterday. I wanted to be on there, but couldn't be there.
we're going to do it again, I promise. I
Okay,
might
cool.
even do it again like today.
Yeah,
else
we
what we
never
got going
know.
on.
We might do another one today, and we can go back into the go-kart ones and record it because
Yes.
yeah, like 'cause if you're promoting the go-karts, we love that stuff too.